Can you hear me? First of all, I'd like to thank TiE Hyderabad for this wonderful opportunity, and I'm proud to represent my startup, Theranosis Life Sciences. We recently participated in the ET Power of Ideas, and currently we are incubated at T-Hub. So a quick background, myself, I'm Dr. Shibi Chakravarti Kannan, and Mr. Mike Raghavan, he's our co-founder. So we are a small company right now, but we are in the process of recruiting more scientific people. Our entire company is a life sciences company, so all of them are PhD scientists, and we are also recruiting some interns. So if you have time, I'll go through the team in the later, but I want to focus on the product. So, okay. So Theranosis is a new concept. It's a therapy and a diagnosis. So it is a totally new concept in the diagnostics era. So many times you must have heard the doctor jokes, operation success ho gaya but patient mar gaya, right? So any doctor, any hospital, even if you go to the top notch Apollo, Max or Fortis, they cannot guarantee you the treatment outcome. They can only promise you we'll do the best. The rest is with Parameshwar. So Theranosis is a way of simplifying the things, predicting the treatment outcome in real time. So this is a new trend in medicine called personalized medicine, and a lot of new pharma companies have come up with a lot of medicines, targeted medicines, and these diagnostics are also known as companion diagnostics. So what we are developing, it's a medical device. The name given by FDA is lab on a chip, and it's a point of care medical device. So the patient doesn't have to travel all the way to the hospital. It can be in the nook and corner, even the mom and pop, chota mota diagnostic labs in your nearby place. And because being a point of care device, the cost is brought down by a factor of almost 1,000. So for a country like India, where the healthcare costs are very high, we are trying to address this unmet need. So the test we are doing is called a liquid biopsy. So many people have this notion that biopsy is very harmful because it's a surgery, especially in terms of cancer patients. I'll give the example of a breast cancer. The very first time a woman is diagnosed, it's usually she feels a lump in the breast, and then she goes to a general physician. Then a scan is done, a mammogram is done, and then the doctor says, let's do a 5-needle biopsy. So just a needle they inject and they take the cells out, and the pathologist gives the diagnosis. Then the next stage is they go for a surgery. So instead of going for a surgery, you can just take a blood sample and you can test whether the cancer is already spreading or not. Because most of the time, 70 to 80% of the cancer patients, by the time they are diagnosed, they are already in the metastatic stage. It's very rare cancer is diagnosed in the early stage. Most of the solid tumors like breast cancer, colorectal, lung cancer, prostate cancer, it's always diagnosed very late. So the idea is the liquid biopsy will help us to early diagnosis even before the cancer cells spread to the liver, spleen, bone marrow, or any other part of the body. So why now? The socioeconomic impact. First thing is the financial toxicities, the rising cost of healthcare, and the unsustainable rising cost of cancer care. So oncology is a huge domain, and average chemotherapy costs anywhere from 5 to 6 lakhs. Radiation therapy is even more, and the toxicity of exposing the patients to too much of radiation. On top of that, the patient spends a lot of money. Sometimes it's not covered by the insurance. They pay out of pocket. And at the end of the day, after completing all these treatments, the patient is not cured. They don't even achieve the partial remission. So all that money is wasted. What if we can tell you, even before you start the treatment or during the treatment, this particular treatment is not working for you, your cancer is not responding to the treatment. So that gives a valuable inputs to the oncologist who can make different kind of treatment planning. Plus the patient can also come up with some other ways to plan their medical bills. So it has got both a health impact as well as an economic impact. So I'll skip this slide. So the product is a microfluidics chip. So it's the trade name we are giving is a Thera CTC chip. The CTC stands for circulating tumor cells. The test is a very simple test. It will test the blood. It will tell you whether there is cancer cells in the blood or not. Simple yes or no. And the second thing, it will tell you how many cells. So it's just a yes or no and an enumeration. So the USP that we are proposing, the first application is treatment monitoring. So it will tell you whether the treatment is working or not. Second thing is for the cancer surveillance. See, in the recent years, with a lot of advances in pharma, we don't talk about survival anymore in cancer. We talk about cancer survivors. People survive beyond cancer, 5 to 6 years, but they always live in the constant fear the cancer may come back, secondary cancers. So that is the market we are addressing. And the same test can also be used for cancer screening on a population-wide scale. So this is the technology behind it. The images I'm showing are from published literature. So this is the model of the microfluidics chip. It's like a capillaries through which the blood sample runs. The bigger green cells are the cancer cells. They get stuck in certain places. It's a pure size-based exclusion method. And this is an electron microscope image of the same CTC stuck in the hurdles. And this is another technique where we use different pore sizes to capture the cells. So we are using 3D printing technology to do the rapid prototyping. So this is some case studies. So this study shows a 13-year-old patient, metastatic breast cancer patient. She was previously on aromatase inhibitor. The y-axis is the number of CTCs. You can see the counts keep on increasing. Then they changed the drug. That means the aromatase was not working for the patient. They changed to bevacizumab and the counts dropped. So this gives a real-time indication that the treatment is working. So the business model, we are looking at two types of revenue generation. One is from the instrument. The Thera CTC chip instrument, we are pricing it at very low cost of $4,500, roughly around 3 lakhs. By the time it reaches the consumer, it will be 5 to 6 lakhs, depending on the distribution channels. So this is a production cost of 1,500, margin of 1,500. It comes with a PC. It comes with a software that controls the machine. And we also have, we'll give one license for free with the instrument. We can make money from the licensing for the additional users. And the more money is made from the consumables. It's like a use and throw. Once you put the blood in the chip, you cannot reuse it. You have to dispose it. So each kit comes with 3 chips. So it's basically before treatment, during treatment, and after treatment. That is the starter kit. And then there's a follow-up kit, like every month, every 2 weeks, they have to test to monitor that whether the cancer is coming back or not. So this is a revenue forecast. So we have already crossed the 6 months milestone in the prototyping stage. We have already tried 3 or 4 iterations. The most recent one is very promising. And we compare using the older technology called flow cytometry. And we are getting at least 1 log scale higher sensitivity and specificity in our in-house test. But the real go-to-market is we have to do clinical validations. So there we have to partner with hospitals to do the clinical trials. So that will be sometime in 2017. So the estimates are given for 1,000 installations, let's say all over South India. So we are looking at revenue of at least 1.5 million. And if we spend marketing expense of 500K, so the ROI is 1 million. And the potential revenue from consumables is higher. So here I'm giving the lifetime value of 1 cancer patient. So it's like 3 tests in the beginning and 2 tests per month. So it's like 27 tests multiplied by the $33 margin we are estimating. So it's roughly around $900 a year for each patient. Let's imagine a diagnostic lab like Vijaya Diagnostic in Madhapur location, just one location, they bought 1 instrument. They only get 1 patient a day and 5 days are holiday, so they have 360 patients. So this is the estimate. So roughly 320K in a year. So they make 320K, we also make 320K. So the only pain point that we are facing is the regulatory approvals, but we are already working with some agencies. They say don't worry about regulations in the end. You have to worry about regulations when you do the product development itself. So from day one, we are thinking about how to get the CE approval and the IVD approvals. So this is a competitive landscape. So we are having a shorter time to development mainly because we are working with Apollo hospitals. They have a biobank with ready access to real patients, cancer patient samples. Whereas in US and Europe, they have to go through an elaborate process of clinical trials. And most trials, the dropouts, they cannot recruit enough patients and they spend anywhere from $25 to $100 million. We can do at a very small fraction of cost in India. And our technology is a label-free detection where we don't need any antibodies. It is purely based on the morphology, the size of the cell. The cancer cell is bigger than the normal blood cells. And we can also detect the EMT cells. This is one specific phenomena in cancer. Epithelial cell transforms into a mesenchymal cell. In this kind of EMT cells, the antibodies will not work. So our competitors will not work for EMT, so ours will work for EMT cells. And we can also detect the single cells as well as the clusters. They say it's a seed and soil hypothesis. When you have a cluster of cells, it has got a better chance of becoming a metastasis. So our platform is better at detecting these cluster cells. And the best thing is the cost factor. Ours is more affordable for a healthcare scenario like India. Not only India, we can go for all the South Asian countries, developing countries. And we are also coming up with additional indications because the bigger companies only focus on major cancers. We are also focusing on head and neck cancer, thyroid cancer, and oral cancer, which is more relevant to the Indian population. So this is the story so far. So ET Power of Ideas, we are the finalists and we won the 20 lakh seed investment. 5 lakhs grant we already received. And the first round we friends and family, just me and my wife and my brothers in USA and my sister in Australia. And I have other lot of grant support. Rare Genomics Institute gave me a $5,000 grant, and we're also applying for other grants. And this is the milestones. So today we are at T-Hub. The office is at T-Hub. The lab is going to be in Bangalore Bioinnovation Center. We already reserved it. And these are all the hospitals we are planning to work together. And this is the financials, the amount of money we want to raise. I have a lot of other slides, but if you have questions, we can cover something. So.
Thank you so much. Can we have questions, please? Sanjay ji, questions? Questions? This way? Questions this side? Yes. So we have two questions, two people asking questions.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just wondering, what does it take to repeat this in the US? I mean, assuming that the
there are already 50, 60 companies in this space. So this is circulating tumor cells. This liquid biopsy is a totally new thing. I have done this research way back in 2008. At that time, it was relatively less common. Now it has gained a lot of impact. The main two companies, Epic Biosciences in US, they have a different technology. They are using a microscope imaging-based analysis. Ours is actually physical capture of the cells. They don't capture the cells, they only see the image. So for our platform, the pathologists can stain with antibodies and they can extract DNA, RNA, protein, a lot of downstream applications we have in the roadmap. I didn't want to discuss about that because it's too much technical.
Okay, my question is a little more around from a regulatory standpoint.
Yes.
If you go through the trials here
Yeah.
and it's successful,
Yes.
what does it take to replicate and
So
launch the product?
we
here?
don't want to go to US market. I'll be very clear about that because FDA is very strict in this kind of lab developed test. We want to get the CE approvals, European approvals. With the European approvals, I can go the rest of the world.
Okay.
I have a bigger market. India itself is a bigger market.
So if I understand right, and if that answers your question, so replicating it in US can be done with the CE approvals, not necessarily directly going to the US and doing the trials. Is that what you mean?
No, no.
I meant everywhere else but the US.
Everywhere else but the US.
Okay.
Yeah. US has its own separate laws. Yeah.
Chakra, right?
Yes.
Did you approach any other life sciences companies, instrument manufacturers, medical instrument
Yes,
manufacturers?
yes. We are working with one company in UK. So they'll be our service providers. They are giving us the OEM components for the instrument. The chip is our design, and most of the I'm a wet lab guy, so all the cell culture basically is a cell-based assaying. Everything is developed in-house. The software we are going to get license from IAC Bangalore. There's a team in the optics department, Dr. Sai Sivagoti. They were a big grant awarded software. So software will be helped to analyze the data and give the how many CTCs and the counts. It's basically image analysis algorithm.
Did you approach them for funding?
Yeah, we are also approached the big grant. We are also in this cycle we applied for that also.
Okay. Just curious, how are you going to generate the 3 crores that you need to take it to the market, right?
Yes.
I mean, this is about 20 lakhs for you.
Yes.
Whatever you put in so far, what are your
Currently
plans?
it's a small team, so just me and Mike, and we have one more, Dr. Venugopal is joining us very soon. So I can sustain myself. If the money comes, most of the money will be spent on the product development.
Well, you do need 3 crores, right, to take it to the market?
So
Yes.
how far does this 20 lakh take you? That's what the question
I
is.
can come to the demo. I can come with the instrument demo. Today I only have the chip. I do it manually. With this money, I can make the instrument. Then I can show the demo.
And once you have a prototype, your plan
Prototype.
is to take it to some
Like a
manufacturers or?
full-fledged POC.
So they'll probably need to raise next
Then we'll
round
go
of
for a
funding
next
for that.
round of funding.
What do you do? Do you have a full-time job or full-time
No, I was
practice?
working earlier when I came back in 2012. I was working in MapMe Genome earlier, so I'm the co-inventor of Genome Patri. You know Anuradha Acharya.
Right.
So then I worked at Data Genetics, so my previous employer. So I only initiated the liquid biopsy in Data Genetics. You must have seen the advertisements in the ET channels. So that gave me the idea there's a lot of commercial interest in India, and I personally interact with a lot of oncologists. I'm yet to go at the administration level, but one-on-one I have a good rapport with at least 100 doctors, oncologists.
Or is this your full-time gig or?
This is my
do you do-
full-time job.
So all those who believe in investing in the subject matter expertise is the guy, I would say. We have a question here.
So I left my Data Genetics in last year February. past 1 year, I'm 100% dedicated for the startup.
I'm just worried about the capital you need to
Yes.
go to the market. I mean, obviously,
So that's,
20 lakhs.
that's the key.
will not
So
take you.
normally this kind of project takes a lot of money.
Right.
Because we are partnering with Apollo, the Sapien Biosciences. Initially I was working with them as a consultant, mainly for the cash flow. And I came to know they have a rich collection of cancer patient samples. They have close to 5 lakh cancer patients. Tomorrow if I go and say I need 100 cancer patients, breast cancer patient samples, immediately they'll give it to me. It's all stored in the liquid nitrogen. So that accelerates my product development.
Cool. We have a question, Sanjay.
Yeah, so my question is a little related. So my understanding is that only after you reach the prototype stage can the efficacy be validated. Is that right?
No, we are doing it right now manually. I have to do a lot of manual steps, pipetting and everything.
No, but-
the instrument will make it easy.
But can you get the results certified
Yes.
by some form of a accredited lab which can validate that
Yes.
your results are working?
Yeah, we're doing it right now. We are
Have
doing
you got
the pilot
that?
studies right now. Yeah.
You have that?
No, we haven't. We are still in the process.
Okay.
Yeah, we are doing different shapes. Earlier, I had a semi-lunar. I didn't show my design. We had a semi-lunar design, not a
Right.
triangular design. That didn't work. Now we have the valvular design, just like what the arteries and veins have, a natural organic design, and that is giving good results too.
No, I'm coming from the liquid biopsy, the efficacy of that itself,
Yes.
because your results are very impressive. I think the market is clearly no-brainer.
Yes, yes.
One natural question to a layperson like me would be, if you are collaborating with Apollo or if you were a co-founder at Map My Genome, why wouldn't one of them just plonk down $200,000 to you? I mean,
Yes.
so is
No,
there
they
a-
consider me as a competitor.
come on. I mean,
No, I'll tell you how
Sure.
we validate. I'll tell you a very simple idea.
Right.
So what we do, we get the normal blood banks, normal blood sample. Then these cancer cells we culture. We count the cells. I put exactly 500,000 cells in 7.5 ml blood. Then I run the sample and I see how much percentage is recovered. So we're getting 99.99% recovery. Even if it's 490K, that means I'm recovering most of the cells. The platform is able to detect it. There is a limit of detection for any kind of medical device. That's why I said it's at least 10 power 3 times higher than the existing ones in the market.
We have a question here.
Yeah. Basically, it's based on 3D printing. You've created a model.
No, the 3D printing is just for the prototyping.
There's a prototype.
Once the design is finalized, we use a technique called soft lithography. There's a chemical called PDMS, polydimethyl siloxane. It's a liquid. It has to be cast. It has to be poured. And then there is a special treatment, chemical treatment and UV treatment to make it solidified so that the finishing is smooth. In 3D printing, we are not getting that smooth finish. It's a rugged finish because
What
we
was
are,
the question?
we're talking micrometer scales.
Yeah. So basically, is it patented what you're doing right now?
Yeah, we are filing the patents.
You're
we are in the
filing the
process
patents.
of filing.
Okay. And then basically, if the model is created on a 3D printer and then you fine tune it,
Yes.
replication is pretty easy, right? Someone else.
Yeah, the patent
someone
will
else,
be for
someone
the
bigger,
design. Nobody can replicate the design.
The design.
Yes.
So any similar patents existing in the market?
Similar patents are the one I showed where we have the channels, but we are not using the channel approach. We have a totally different design.
And basically, advanced metastatic cancers.
Yes.
The main thing is going to be the big hospitals, mainly, or
Yes.
the hospitals that you're going to target.
Yes.
And so, why are they going to push or want this product when they already have such expensive machines like the PET scans and all,
Yes.
where they make a lot more revenue? Why would they want to go for this?
Yeah, that is the key. See what happens in PET-CT, I'll tell you the problem. This is a problem I faced when I was in data genetics. They created some wrong advertisement. I have to apologize for that. PET-CT has a lot of radiation hazard and the chemical they inject also creates a lot of toxicity. Some people even develop anaphylactic shock. People have died on the table when they inject the dye. And it cannot be repeated every week or every 2 weeks. You have to wait 2 to 3 months. And by the time the tumor is detected by PET-CT, there's a limit of detection for PET-CT which is like 10 to 12 millimeters. By the time it's at 1 centimeters and above, it is already too late. The cancer is grown so much, you cannot do anything. PET-CT it's an end story. It has been pushed by the device manufacturers. I'm sorry, I'm being blunt here. GE, Siemens and all these big guys, they just created a market which doesn't exist. If you see NCC and recommendations, PET-CT is the last on the list. It's not on the first on the list. Our people made it first on the list because of the cash value.
Okay, thank you.
We have a question, one last question here.
A big portion of your revenue is going to be from consumables.
Consumables,
right?
yes.
Are you thinking about getting into the manufacturing or just partner with someone to?
So what we are thinking is we want to create the IP generation, make it a validated product with all the protecting the IP with the patents and everything. Then we will probably look at acquisition by a bigger company like Roche Genetics.
So the question still remains is whether you will own it and contract manufacture it, or you just license the IP.
We'll just license it.
Okay, so that answers the question? Okay, so time for the verdict, investors. Let me remind you, blue and green, no reds.
Thank you, sir.
Right, those 5. We have 5 blues and 1 green. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome, congratulations again. So blues, so we have 1, 2 and 3 blues here, 2 blues there.